Hi, my name is Johan Mallet. I'm a senior program manager with Microsoft, part of the CXP security team, and today I'm here to talk to you about how to configure VPN integration with Microsoft Advanced Threat Analytics. Let's start with a quick introduction. First of all, what is ATA? You can consider ATA as the fire alarm of your Active Directory environment. It will help you identify known attacks, such as pass the ticket, pass the hash, golden tickets, all the funny stuff that hackers like to do. And it will also help you identify abnormal behavior through our machine learning engine. This way, even if an attacker is trying to do something that has never been seen before, ATA has a good chance of detecting it. One of the questions that we receive the most from customers is how to investigate on the alerts that ATA is reporting. And the response is often to actually correlate as much information as possible. Correlate what is directly in the suspicious activity that is reported, correlate what is in the user page on ATA, correlate what is on the computer page on ATA, and now with version 1.8, we're also able to add to the mix VPN information. Directly from the user's profile page, we're able to know where a user is connected from on his VPN connection and when. This gives us additional insight when investigating a suspicious activity, and it will help the administrators or the security operations center to actually know if a suspicious activity is a true positive, a false positive, or something that we want to investigate more in detail. Before we go any further, let's review how ATA is architectured. First of all, the main data source for ATA is going to be network traffic. Network traffic is forwarded to gateways through port mirroring or lightweight gateways directly on the domain controllers, and then the relevant information is sent to the ATA center. In version 1.8, we added another data source, which is VPN server. The data is actually sent to the gateways from the VPN servers using standard radius accounting. This way, ATA is aware of when and where users log on from when it comes to VPN connections. There are a few requirements you need to be aware of when configuring ATA VPN integration. First of all, which VPN solutions do we support? Microsoft, obviously. We also support F5, Checkpoint, and Cisco ASA. You also need to allow the proper network communication for radius accounting, and that's port 1813 that must be allowed from the VPN solution to the gateway that will be receiving the radius accounting data. And finally, your ATA center must have a connection to the internet to be able to query the location of an incoming IP address. And now, of course, it's time for a demo. So what we will demo, we'll start configuring radius accounting using Microsoft routing and remote access server as an example. You could do the same with any of the other supported VPN solutions. We're going to configure ATA to accept that radius accounting traffic that is sent from the VPN server, and then we'll verify that it actually works. And so here we have a Windows Server machine running Microsoft routing and remote access server. And we will configure it first of all to enable radius accounting and to send this accounting information directly to the ATA server. So to do that, we go to the properties of the VPN server, the security tab, and then we configure the proper accounting provider to radius. Click configure, and we add a server. So here we're adding our lightweight gateway, which is also our domain controller. And then we set a password. We have to remember this password because we will need to use it when we configure ATA. Then you check the box Send Radius Accounting On and Off, and you can validate. You can repeat that operation for as many servers as you'd like, but you only need to configure it for one. After that, you validate the dialog box here, and the next one as well. Now we're done with the VPN configuration, we can go to ATA configuration. To do that, we start by opening a web browser and connecting to the ATA console. From there, we navigate to the configuration page by clicking on the three dots on the top right corner, and we click on configuration. In the configuration, we go to the VPN configuration, and we simply turn it on. Here we have to configure the password that we remembered from our VPN configuration, and we simply click Save. We wait for the gateways to synchronize, and our configuration is now complete. And now it's time to test our configuration. So let's start by looking for information on our user John Doe. Looking on his user profile page, we can see a number of information on him, but here you can see that there is nothing in the VPN location. Let's populate that together by simulating a VPN connection. So here we are connecting to a Windows client machine that has an internet IP address, and we will connect to the VPN, to the corporate network, using John Doe's account. We're typing our password and verifying that the network connectivity is working fine. Now we can disconnect our VPN connection and go back to the ATA console to verify that it worked. So just like we did before, we're going to open John Doe's profile page, and we're going to look all the way to the bottom, and we see that VPN connections are now populated. And we can see that the last connection was just a few minutes ago from Australia directly. This information can be of tremendous value when investigating suspicious activities. Now, when you look at a suspicious activity, you can directly know if that user, John Doe here, has some unexpected connections from unexpected locations. And if it is the case, it will give you much more confidence in the information reported by ATA, and it will ease your investigation process. I hope this demo was valuable to you, and I will conclude with a few additional resources that can be useful to you. First of all, how to download ATA, where to look for documentation, where to download the sizing tool, which is very useful when doing a new deployment. The ATA Suspicious Activity Playbook will be very interesting to you, as well as the deployment guide. And if you liked our video, you can have a lot more in our micro-learning video website. Finally, please join our CXP security community. That will grant you access to technical previews, to speak directly with our engineering teams, and most importantly, to influence the product direction to make sure that it matches your need. So visit the URL here, and you'll be able to sign up directly. Thank you all for watching, and you'll hear from me soon for another micro-learning video.